FTX token affected by latest issues between CZ and SBF. Russia's central bank promotes crypto as a means of internationalizing economy. US seizes 50,000 bitcoins related to Silk Road marketplace. And we take a view on what's happening within the NFT space. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Assets of Value podcast. Today, on November the 8th, and every day, we connect to give an industry insider's perspective on crypto, Web3, and NFT topics. We are the founders of Assets of Value, a Web3 research organization. Our podcast is not to be taken as legal or financial advice. Let's jump straight into it. Abe, how's the market looking today?
Hey Shwab, it's a red day all over the market. You can see Bitcoin falling down from the 21K level to 20K level and then losing the 20K psychological support level. This is crucial time for Bitcoin and all the altcoins because we see that Bitcoin dominance is not going down. That means altcoins will suffer even more when Bitcoin plummets. And rightly so, we have seen an FTT, the token of FTX, has fallen down almost 25 to 30% in just a day. As we said earlier, losing the $22 support level for FTT is crucial. I hope we can discuss a lot about NFTs today because the space might be looking hotter than ever.
I'm looking at the FTT token. It's hit a low of $15.51, depending on which exchange. But yeah, definitely lost that support, that critical support of $22. Currently, it's at 17, just a little bit over that. It seems like the latest news events are taking a detrimental effect on how low can we expect for this to go. Is it too soon to tell?
I think it's too soon to tell because we never saw FTT at such low levels, especially in a bear market. I'm hoping to see around $10 mark for FTT. Maybe it won't recover also because given the conditions that exist in crypto, once the trust is lost, it's lost forever. Even in this condition, SBF is not doing anything right. He's deploying his funds, he's creating buy walls, and he's deploying his funds.
So this could be a cascading event and a pretty gloomy outlook for the rest of the crypto industry. Is it another Luna type event that we've got, a Terra Luna event that's on our hands where it's forced liquidations across the board?
Well, you could say so, but I don't think it will be a Terra Luna like event.
We'll have to keep monitoring this space. It looks like it's an ongoing saga, and we've definitely not heard the end of it at the moment. Russia's central bank is promoting crypto. It looks like that war is not going away, and Russia is positioning itself to be a main hub for crypto. Would you agree, or is this different motives that Russia is kind of playing towards?
You have to see the big picture here. First, when the Russian aggression on Ukraine started, Ukraine publicly started accepting crypto donations and they got a lot of money. The next thing Ukraine did was to ban crypto trades all over the country. They got money in crypto, literally got funding for the war or funding for the resistance. Now, Russia is coming to the picture and saying, see, crypto might be the solution to unite the world economy because Russia clearly believes that a US dollar dominating economy is not the best interest for everyone. The amount of US dollar in its economy and its effects and its impact is literally stupendous. So, when you consider all of these things, I think Russia's take has certain logic behind it.
Thanks for that, Abe. It's certainly an ongoing situation that does not seem to be going away. Let's move to a different industry now and talk a little bit about NFTs. The blue chip collections, they seem to be standing up really well in this kind of crypto crisis. A prominent collector, Jimmy Eth, has woken up and felt like reloading his bags. He swept seven apes for a total of 539 ETH. So this, in today's value, is around $862,000.
You have to see NFTs as artwork on blockchain space. There should be a certain line, a necessary depeg should occur between arts of NFTs and crypto. We are not really at the depeg stage, but in with time we'll reach there. Currently, we are seeing a much more unstable market, much more volatile market, and investors are thinking, well, should I risk holding several coins which has no guarantee of the supply because we have seen FTT printing out money from thin air. around $3 billion were printed out of thin air. People are thinking, why don't I just hold a CryptoPunk, or why don't I just hold a BASI? Maybe remove some of these illiquidity problems and remove some of these volatility problems that exist in the crypto space. And given the Twitter's recent escapades into the NFT space, I think this is a much better space right now. And we both know that the current pricings and current valuation might be realistic in the NFT space. So it's a good time to be in the NFT space as a whole. I just wonder who will think that a picture or a JPEG file could worth 20 ETH. To our viewers, 20 ETH almost $30K right now.
It's uncomprehendable. It's for somebody not in the NFT space, paying $30,000 for a essentially a picture on a blockchain. You can't imagine that. But it's the value and the status that it holds by owning such a piece. We're seeing Fidenza, a generative art collection, also holding its value. We've had a recent sale, Fidenza 105, selling for 100 ETH. So that's $158,000. Remember, these are art on chain. Historically, art has always been attracting the wealthiest, and it's those that trade amongst themselves. But it's been in the back shadows, and only the art dealers are benefiting. Where this kind of brings art to the forefront is it's actually on chain and everything is visible. For the common observer, non-art collector, it seems absurd and well without a reach. And then owning such an art piece, it's almost like, hey, it's protecting me from the volatility from the crypto space because you are investing into something tangible, um, and you could almost sell it at a profit once the market turns. We're seeing Fidenzas, we're seeing Bored Ape Clubs, we're also seeing Chromie Squiggle, another AI generative collection, one of the historical ones, that's been selling for 130 ETH as well. So all of these blue chip collections, they are really weathering the storm pretty well in sense of they're not being affected. But from a normal person who's kind of not in this space, it doesn't make sense. But those that are, they are definitely seeing value of these pieces. In fact, I would go as far as saying they are currently undervalued.
I agree. I definitely agree. Because, all these pieces of artwork is perhaps not comprehensible by the average people, average investors. Because, see, art doesn't have a tangible value. Like, you cannot say that this piece of artwork is worth $1 or this is worth $10, because the valuation comes within the investor itself, and it's unique for each investor. And that's why I think we need more education. We need to spread more education on NFTs and why NFTs should be considered as a collector's item or a holder's item rather than a degen trader's item.
I mean, the space is populated with a bad reputation. There's a lot of rug pulls. This is where a collection sets out to be genuine, but then turns out to be actually quite a scam. It's quite complicated if if you're buying an NFT for your first time, transitioning or moving money or cryptocurrencies from one exchange to a wallet to another wallet to then make a purchase. There's also scams at the minting phase. So yes, education is definitely needed, but I would also suggest and put out there the fact that the experience also needs to be lifted. It's too cumbersome, it's too clunky, it's too complicated at the moment. It's only those early adopters that are actually playing with this technology and collecting these artworks. There's a lot of improvements that need to be made in this space, so much so that even the platforms themselves, they are experimenting the latest discussions around royalties. Should they be enforced? Can they be enforced? And who should be enforcing them? That discussion is still ongoing. There's a lot of arbitrage opportunities between one platform to another. Some collections try to collect a royalty fee, but then other platforms, they don't enforce that. OpenSea recently, we were only discussing yesterday that they have introduced this tool where they will enforce royalties as long as that collection is not listed on another platform that allows the avoidance of royalty fees. So we are so early, it seems like the platform owners, the smart contracts themselves, are evolving at a continual pace on this. But yeah, definitely we need more education around this. I think everything will move on to chain eventually. Right, we're almost running out of time. There's one thing that we actually did want to quickly touch on. Um, US seizing 50,000 bitcoins related to Silk Road Marketplace. That was that black marketplace, and it's managed to take 50,000 bitcoins. Are we ever going to see those back on the open market?
We might, even though I don't want that Bitcoin to be in circulation, because whenever they are in circulation, it's only meant for selling. But still, I think at some point we might see those back in circulation, and it might constitute a black swan event.
Everything goes back to zero. But I had to touch on the granddaddy Bitcoin before we tapped out for today's show. As always, it's been super fun. I'm glad you were able to jam with us today. That's it. Until next time, thank you, everybody, and we're signing off.